What's up, guys? RC Thunder here. Today I'm going to be going over every event in Season 3 of Pokemon Go, the Season of Discovery. Before we begin, I would like to give a big shout out to those who are watching this on the live premiere. I know I don't do premieres that much, but I figured from this point on, this will be the last episode of this series in a while, so hopefully you'll find it interesting. Season 3 of Pokemon Go, also known as the Season of Discovery, was the shortest season yet. And I don't mean that time-wise. I mean that as, it has the least amount of events so far. Including a Candy Special Weekend, a very slow Discovery, Summer Solstice 2021, Gible Community Day, Bidoof Breakout, Bidoof Day, yes, I am counting them separately, Tepig Community Day, Pokemon Go 5th Anniversary, GoFest 2021 Day 1 Catch, GoFest 2021 Day 2 Raid Day, Eevee Community Day, Ultra Unlock 2021 Part 1 Time, Ultra Unlock 2021 Part 2 Space, and Ultra Unlock 2021 Part 3 Sword and Shield. Starting off with Candy Special Weekend. Pros: earn double candy while catching Pokemon, have 3 times the chance of getting an XL candy, and the return of Regirock, Registeel, and Regice. The only con throughout this event is something that's still a problem today. The fact that even during the event, players below level 40 couldn't receive any XL candies. None. A very slow Discovery. Pros: the debut of Galarian Slowpoke and Galarian Slowbro. A collection challenge. Galarian Slowpoke was added to 7km eggs after the event was over. The debut of Mega Slowbro. And Slowbro can now be shiny in the wild. Oh, and spoiler alert, Mega Slowbro is the only new Mega Evolution to come out during the whole season, which is very disappointing. The only con being that the collection challenge was very underwhelming. First of all, it had Slowpoke, makes sense, Slowbro and Slowking, and Galarian Slowpoke. Yes, that's it. No other Pokemon were featured throughout the challenge. I mean, I understand because Slowpoke was the star of this event, but, they could have at least done, some of the other featured spawns. And also, there were no new shinies. Yet, again, I understand because shiny Slowpoke is already in the game. And it's very rare that Pokemon Go drops a new Pokemon and that new Pokemon shiny at the same time. Now that I mention it, I don't think they've done that they haven't done that in a long time. They haven't done that since the debut of Yamask. Yes, and that was almost 2 years ago. They literally haven't done that since the debut of Yamask during the Halloween event for 2019. So, the only way I can see them doing it again is if this year's Halloween event, where maybe they could drop a new Pokemon and make that Pokemon shiny. But that's highly unlikely because in my opinion this year, there's a very good chance that they might drop shiny Galarian Yamask. So, I'm not saying they are going to drop shiny Galarian Yamask, but because they very well could. Summer Solstice 2021. Pros. Solrock and Lunatone were appearing globally. The return of Regigigas. The release of shiny Regigigas. Northern Hemisphere players had Yanma, Chimchar, and Summer Form Deerling appearing. Southern Hemisphere players had Snover, Snorunt, and Winter Form Deerling. And Yanma and Snorunt were shiny boosted in their respective regions. Cons. Nothing in particular. You might see that a lot this episode because there are a lot of really good events this time, so yeah. Gible Community Day. Pros. Gible was greatly shiny boosted. Gible is a very sought after shiny, and Gabite evolved during the event became Garchomp with the exclusive move Earth Power. Cons. Nothing in particular. Oh, and by the way, I know that Gible is technically not a new shiny, but since Gible is a very sought after shiny and a lot of people want shiny Gible, I'm letting it slide this time. Bidoof Breakout. Pros. The release of shiny Bidoof. The Bidoof evolved during event hours became Bibarel with the exclusive move Hyper Beam. And depending on what day of the event Bidoof was caught, it would know the exclusive moves Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Superpower. Cons. Nothing in particular. Bidoof Day. Pros. Bidoof was literally everywhere. The Wild, Go Battle League, 1-star raids, 3-star raids, and even 5-star raids. Yes, it was in fact possible to battle a 5-star raid, a 50,000 CP Bidoof. It was hilarious. A free special research. The special research gave a free Bidoof hat as a reward. And it introduced the ability for some special researches to give you choices. And depending on what choice you make, it will give you certain tasks and rewards. This didn't really shine until GoFest because the only real thing in this event was Bidoof. So, yeah. Cons. The only con is that Mega Raids were disabled during the event. And I know as funny as it would be, Mega Bidoof does not exist. Tepig Community Day. Pros. The release of Shiny Tepig. Tepig was greatly shiny boosted. And Pignite evolved during the event became Emboar with the exclusive move Blast Burn. Cons. Nothing in particular. Pokemon Go 5th Anniversary. Pros. The release of Shiny Darumaka. The return of Flying Pikachu. And a collection challenge. Cons. The only con is that the collection challenge had a lot of Pokemon that you could only get from specific field research tasks. Go Fest 2021 Day 1 Catch. Pros. Yeah, there is a lot of them. Oh my god. The release of Shiny Chimecho, Shiny Whismur, Shiny Timple, Shiny Sock, Shiny Throw, and Shiny Audino. The debut of Meloetta, Rockstar Pikachu, and Popstar Pikachu. Different hours represented a different habitat, being Ocean Beach, Cave, Jungle, and Desert Mountain in that order. Global challenges were hosted every hour. Incense attracted regional Pokemon spawns. For example, during Ocean Beach Hour, Incense attracted Sock. During Desert Mountain Hour, it attracted Throw. And during Jungle Hour, it attracted Chatot. Which honestly, Throw is in my region, so I was good there, but Sock and Chatot were Pokemon that I never thought I'd ever get in my Pokedex. It was so good. And everything that could be shiny was greatly shiny boosted. And to top it all off, the return of Unknown F and Unknown G. Cons. The only con is that all the best features were locked behind a paywall. The special research, the collection challenge, Meloetta, the Pikachu costume of your choice, the incense spawns, the shiny boosts, everything was all locked behind a paywall. Luckily, it was much cheaper than Kanto Tour because Pokemon Go thought it would be a good idea to actually make it so that to make the ticket only $5 this year, so that they have a much better chance of having entire families who play Pokemon Go play during the event. Which honestly, that was a very smart move. I hope they do that much more often. GoFest 2021 Day 2 Raid Day. Pros. Every legendary Pokemon ever in Pokemon Go were in raids. Unfortunately, mythical Pokemon were not in, like Deoxys, Darkrai, Genesect. Mythical Pokemon were not in the raids, but every single legendary, no matter how obscure they were in the raids. And different hours represented different legendary habitats, such as Lava Hour, Thunder Hour, Sky Hour, and Frost Hour. Every shiny legendary that could be shiny had a 1 in 10 shiny rate, like any other raid day. And all of the spawns and incense spawns from day 1 were appearing. And it was pretty cool because although the shiny boosts weren't as crazy as day 1, I did still manage to get a couple of shinies. I got some pretty good shinies too because during the event I had to go shopping with my dad and I got a shiny Tangela. I got a shiny Tangela in the car and I got a shiny Absol in the store. And I really love that shiny Absol because shiny Absol is so cool. The only con is that everything was locked behind a paywall. Eevee Community Day. Pros. Eevee was greatly shiny boosted. And each of Eevee's evolutions got exclusive moves. Vaporeon Scald. Jolteon Zap Cannon. Flareon Superpower. Espeon Shadow Ball. Umbreon Psychic, Glaceon Water Pulse, Leafeon Bullet Seed, and Sylveon Psyshock. The only con is that Eevee is not there are 3 cons, is that Eevee is not a new shiny, not to mention that most people already have at least one shiny Eevee thanks to the Jumpstart research. Because for those of you who don't remember, during the Jumpstart research, one of the rewards you get during the research gave you a guaranteed shiny Eevee encounter. And most of the moves were just not good for them. The best one, and really the only one that's good, is Umbreon with Psychic. Ultra Unlock Part 1, Time. This was the best Ultra Unlock this year, and I'm pretty sure most of you can agree. Pros. The release of Shiny Cranidos, Shiny Shieldon, and Shiny Dialga. Most things featured could be shiny because the Kanto fossils and the Hoenn fossils were featured, and all of them can be shiny. Porygon and Voltorb are featured because they're futuristic themed spawns and they can be shiny. Yeah, I think everything featured was shiny eligible. Yeah, Beldum, Magnemite. Yeah, everything featured was shiny eligible. The return of Unknown U. That's kind of a pro and a con. That was pretty hard to rank because it's kind of a pro and a con because the last 2 Ultra Unlocks that we had, Unknown was in raids, and we were able to get Unknown U, L, T, R, and A. Of course, spelling out Ultra. But this year we got quite a downgrade because only Unknown U was available. And the time research had decent rewards. I'm pretty sure it gave you an Aerodactyl encounter, so that was pretty nice. Cons. The only con that I have is that Arkin and Tirtuga were nowhere to be found. As an event that's supposed to be unlocked by GoFest achievements, I personally think that Arkin and Tirtuga should have been featured. This is kind of my own opinion, but hear me out. Obviously, Cranidos and Shieldon were long overdue to have their shinies released, so they had them released. But Arkin and Tirtuga even though they aren't even though their fossils weren't anywhere. I would have been fine if they were in eggs or in field research tasks, but they were nowhere. Yeah, and also I forgot to mention, the Kalos fossils, Tyrant, and Amora were nowhere to be found either. It would have been cool if we got the debut of those guys, but I'm rambling now, so I'm going to stop. Ultra Unlock Part 2, Space. Sorry, but you guys are not done hearing me ramble. Pros. The release of Shiny Heracross and Shiny Palkia. Kangaskhan and Heracross were appearing globally in raids. And Heracross and Kangaskhan were shiny boosted. There are a lot of cons in this scene, so I'll just do it right now. I'll get it out of the way. Most of the spawns couldn't be shiny. Let's see, we got Heatmore and Durant spawns. Those are probably the best spawns. We got Basculin spawns. That's right, Basculin. And just so many things couldn't be shiny. And Heracross and Kangaskhan were locked behind a pointless paywall. I understand why they weren't appearing in the wild, but they didn't have to lock them into raids. In my opinion, they should have at least put them in field research tasks, or better yet, made them encounters for the timed research. Those last two encounters for the timed research should have been Heracross and Kangaskhan. Not to mention, Heracross was not spawning in the wild, forcing players to spend money to hunt for the shiny while it was boosted. Leading to another con, making it so disgustingly clear that Niantic was ripping people off. And Ghastly, Duskull, Elgium, Munna, and Clefairy were spawning, and it just made no sense. I understand, because the whole space being distorted thing, they have, like, psychic kinesis powers that can, like, distort things, but, like, they just didn't make sense. The only things that could be shiny were Clefairy, Duskull, Ghastly, and Heatmore and Durant. Not to mention the eggs were terrible. The research was terrible. I understand a lot of the regional forms and a lot of regional Pokemon were showing up, but they just did it completely wrong. They could have done it way better. Ultra Unlock Part 3, Sword and Shield. Pros. The debut of Squovet, Wooloo, Phalanx, Zacian, and Zamazenta. The release of Shiny Galarian Meowth, Shiny Galarian Farfetch'd, Shiny Galarian Weezing, and Shiny Galarian Stunfisk. And as a nice visual, the Hoopa Ring Sky was visible during the event. And Snorlax and Galarian Darumaka were spawning, and they are very rare. Luckily, during cons, nothing in particular. Luckily, the season of Mischief is looking a lot better. At least the month of September, because of how long each event was, and the fact that we had, like, such a long wait between each event. We had, like, a 2 or 3 day break between each event. August just felt so stale and uneventful. So hopefully the Season of Mischief has much more to offer, and so much more for me to add on to this list. So, this is RC Thunder signing off. Have a good day, and this is RC Thunder signing off. Bye-bye.